Well, we're back, everybody, and there's a few changes that I need to bring you guys up to speed on. Hanging out here playing our FTB Horizons II Daybreaker pack, and it's been a long couple of days. I've done a lot of work, and I recorded an episode, and it is gone. And then I tried to get last episode out to you guys, and it didn't work. So between last episode and this episode, there should be one in between that didn't happen. And in that episode, we worked on EE, and we worked on some ore processing using MagneticCraft that we started to look at in what you guys saw as the last episode. I've moved some machines around. I've created this farm of industrial hemp, and in order to get string for MagneticCraft, to get some more wool, which we looked at a little bit, for the wind turbines, or for the windmills. But first, let's take a look at our transmutation tablet here. I got a bit of energy right here that I can show off with. And if I've scanned all these things using equivalent exchange, and I can now transmute the energy from the ender pearls into these items. So if I take my tome of knowledge out, and I come over here to and I just open her up, this is everything that I know how to make right now, how to fabricate. And if I put it in here, and then say add like a bucket to it, which I can't because it's a crafted item, but if I wanted to, I think I can add cooked steak for some reason. It researches it into the book, and eventually we learn it, but I don't need to worry about that right now. Then you bring it over here, you throw it in the table, and bada booey, you're able to see, or you're able to make stuff using the energy that's in this part of the tablet. I kind of wish it would actually store energy, and there may be a way to do that. I don't really know yet. But that's not why I have these 10 ender pearls out. So that's what we looked at last episode. Calcinator, burn stuff, this, right? We made us a fancy alchemical backpack, which I've been digging with and need to get worked out there. I just made this. I couldn't find this anywhere. You go back from whence you came. Huh? Oh, inventory tweaks. Okay. Yeah, so that was kind of annoying. I'm gonna put this back in here for now, though. So, I've done a whole bunch of work trying to get ore processing automated, and I've gone through 2 or 3 different ideas for an automation system, all based on MagneticCraft. Now, it's not quite done, but it's getting there, and it's at the point where I'm happy with it. And you'll have to forgive me, my alarm may go off in the middle of this episode. Sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. It's got to go off. So, let me show you what we've been doing. So we've got 3 functioning wind turbines, and I may even go ahead and add a couple more, just because they are really cool looking, and I've added a little deck for them, and they work really well. So this is staying at a good charge rate. There's a basic energy cube here that I made from Mechanism to charge up my configurator, and to charge up a laser from Gecko's Lasers, because I went to the Nether to try and get some blaze. And I did. I actually was able to walk to a fortress. Like, I'll have to I may show it to you at some point, but the fact that I could walk to a fortress was so cool. No flight, no climbing, just walking around. And I made this electric sword from MagneticCraft as well, which is actually really, really cheap. ElectricCraft, MagneticCraft. Right? A couple diamond dust, which is just crushed up diamonds, 2 iron, and a battery. Really cheap. Alright, so then we started to make some of these improved iron chests and things. I got some red iron chests, I got some cyan diamond chests, because you guys know I love my cyan. But yeah, I started to do some work. This over here, I kind of forgot was here, to be honest. We kind of made a bit of a mess. If we come on over here, oh, there's a very, very, very large drop. That's because I put a quarry down and forgot how it worked. But I'll talk about that in a moment. So for now, what we've got going on is we actually have some ore processing automated using Mechanism and MagneticCraft. So we've got an ender chest here that's getting items, albeit slowly. Actually, I think it's paused right now because it's probably out of power. from a quarry that I will show you guys is way over there. It's way over there, right? And I'll show that off in a little bit. But basically, everything that I can filter will come through here. Just wondering how far this goes. Oh, it actually goes fully. So we're gonna come in here and add ore tungsten. The list. We'll go. So what happens is the ores that I've specified get picked up and they get plopped over here. Right, they come all the way down here until we get to dark blue, which is this chest here. Then this inserter, and you should see this happen, we'll pick it up and put it into that slot. There we go. All right, so now it's in our multi-block crusher, which has already crushed it, and it's already come back around out and is now dark green and is going on up to the top of our grinder, because our grinder is the next stage in this process and the only input is in the top center of this, right? So as it comes across, and then it comes out, sorry, as this cyan color, and it goes into here, which gets put into our brick furnace, which is being run by a heater underneath here. This will keep the furnace as much as possible heated to 1200 degrees Celsius. When it does, it turns off. And it cooks pretty quick at that point. Then, if there's ingots coming out of this over here, because this system can't handle osmium or aluminum or stuff like that, it does handle aluminum kind of, but the sand product, the final product from the grinder here, it can't be smelted for aluminum, so it's kind of messed up. So aluminum and stuff like that will come to the purple one, and they'll go through our enrichment chamber and energized smelter, and they'll come out red and go right into the ingots chest, which is how this is functioning. Now, titanium, I get a very, very, very small chance, a 15% of getting titanium from something else, and I don't remember what it was. I'm trying to remember what it was. There's a small, very, very, very small chance I'll get titanium as a byproduct. But our ingots will come here, and if we want, we can add this as like a sorting chest and add all of that kind of stuff into the system, but we're going to fill up pretty quick. Because not only does it get doubled from here to here, or sorry, from here to here, and then a little bit more here, every time one of these powders is cooked up, there's an extra chance that that powder will turn into 2 ingots. So it's kind of like a 2.5, 3 times doubling. It's interesting. It's a lot. But we're doing pretty good on resources because of this. I got to put the rest of this in the system now. I was doing this with extra utilities, but just all the different kinds of ores and things, it got so complicated. I wanted to use the ore dictionary, but I couldn't, and yeah. So this is where we're at. Now, before we go any further, did I just hear something? Yeah, who's this? Who are you? You did. Let's talk about matter overdrive real quick. And let's talk about what we got going on in here. I am going to let this power up as much as possible, because I may have to give this a dedicated power source. This thing is a beast on power, or at least figure out how to make the upgrades for it. But matter overdrive lets you take a scanner and come over to something such as dirt, sand, anything really. Let's try it with cactus just for fun. Well, actually, I'll never use cactus. Let's do it with limestone or sandstone here. So sandstone, if you right click, sandstone, matter, 4 kilomatters, whatever, 10% in progress, 2, 3, and it gets quicker, it looks like, or there's a random chance it's pretty quick, 4, and you just kind of go through this until you have 10. And this is a great way to get the information on the blocks in the world. I'm sure you could probably try and do this with ores as well. You don't really need to necessarily, unless you, I don't know, I should go try and see what happens if I do it to like a diamond ore. That'd be kind of neat. But it'd be sort of silly because it would be an extra step in the matter. So we have 100% scanned, which means that this little guy here has learned how to make wool, how to make coal, and how to make sand. So how did I get coal? Well, if we bring our Game Boy back over here, and put it into our matter analyzer and take our 10 ender pearls, this will slowly scan through and break down the ender pearls to get information on how much matter they hold and stuff like that, and their chemical makeup, stuff like that, right? It will destroy the pearls in the process. How many it needs, I don't really know. We're gonna let that go through. If you look in here, you can see that we got 100% wool, 100% coal, 100% sandstone, and this holds our patterns. So, eventually you can get these to be pretty darn cool. There's one. So if we come back over here, we'll see we're at 20% of ender pearls. We're only gonna need 4 more of those, right? But that, and then it'll stop. They'll stop chewing through that. What you do with this guy, and I actually should really have thought this through a bit better, but my goal was, I put a little cobble gen underneath here, was to fill this thing with cobble and just let it start breaking down matter. But I don't really know if I can get the matter out once it's here, because I don't know if it's a liquid or anything like that. It doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to get it out. Yeah. Maybe should have thought that through a little bit better. Anywho, it doesn't really matter. The idea though is that you scan things and you have a good old time being able to replicate stuff based on matter, and you break down components into matter. It's very similar to the energy system in EE3, but it's Star Trek-y, so I like it. So that's that. So that's where we're at. Let me just whip on over to the quarry and I'll show you what we got going on over there. Alright, so here we are at our quarry. This is a MagneticCraft digger. It's friggin' amazing, but it goes through power fairly quick in comparison to how much power our Stirling generator here actually pumps out. So this is the multi-block Stirling generator from MagneticCraft. Pretty simple to make, pretty crappy at powering a quarry. But still, I just chopped down some trees real quick because these guys are out of trees, or out of fuel. The idea here was that I'm going to pull everything out, and coal is going to make its way in there, and coal isn't going to be allowed in here, and pretty much we're going to filter all the stone and junk as well. So this should run for a few moments. It's a little interesting. There's like this heat source at the top. If this gets too hot, if there's nothing to power and you continue giving it fuel, I'm pretty sure this can overheat and like melt down into lava. No bueno. But this quarry, or this digger, only runs on medium voltage power. So I got a transformer here to step up the load of the medium. It doesn't have to be right next to it. I just didn't feel like making medium cable at the time. So that's our digger. So my goal here is to try and get better power. Wind power is good. I don't think solar power in any of the mods that we have on here right now are going to really be viable for us, at least not small scale. There is a couple solar options from MagneticCraft, but I haven't played with them too much, and these machines create or need a lot of power. And really that's kind of my main concern right now. I mean, this thing holds 512 RF. This holds much, much more than that. Like this holds 100, well actually I don't know what the conversion is at all, so I'm not going to say more for sure. It holds a bunch though, that's definite. I guess what I'm wondering here is, there is, if we look at MagneticCraft, a reactor of some sort. Turbine? Combustion engine? Steam engine. There's a steam engine that I'm going to take a second here and play with. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've been in a creative single player world, and for the last few minutes of this episode, we are going to work on making this guy, a basic generator. It's not really as basic as it sounds. I mean, it is and it isn't. So let's go ahead and get all this junk out of here, because I just remembered I left stuff in here I kind of need. Really, the rest of it can stay for now. So we're gonna put this guy right here. Sound good? Okie dokie. And then I'm gonna try and do this really quick. So I'm gonna need some copper. I'm gonna need some iron. I'm going to need some sulfur. All right, let's start with that. I'm also going to need some clay to be turned into some more bricks. All right, get that bad boy going. So basic generator, pretty simple. Machine housing. This guy. Where's my salt at? Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay. And a bit of glass, of course. So to be 1, 2. We're ultimately probably going to need a few of these. But for now, we're done. Okay, the next thing I need is going to be a fluid. Do I have any wood? I have a bit of wood. Uh-oh. I think I might be a little bit out of wood. Ultimately, what I'm going to need is a few of these, but you'll see why. I just don't know how well this is going to perform on its own. Still, let's just pick all this up real quick. I needed a bit more wood. That's all the saplings I got off of that? That's crazy. That's bizarre. Okie dokie. So I will need a fluid transfer node. Or it's just a transfer node, but I need a liquid one. What am I missing? Redstone? Was there redstone in that? Oh, the actual transfer pipe. So here's all my old filters. Don't need to be in there though. There we go. Fluid transfer node, and then a world interaction upgrade. I don't have any sticks, so let's get a couple sticks in here. And we'll just do a pickaxe. And then like this, like this, like this. This is probably wrong. Oh, it's right. Look at that. I'm going to pull all this out of here, actually. Okay. So, let's grab a couple of buckets. Wow. I don't need to do this. Infinite water source. 4 buckets of machine housing and some glass. You know, I might just have all that on me. Oh, this is all from my my single player adventures. The chat transfers over for some reason. So I thought I had a bit more glass on me. Let's do this. Okay. Also, I'm wondering, iCraft? Is that a thing? Crafting. I know what I'm looking for. There's a mod that has like a portable crafting table type thing in it. iBench. iBench Plus. What are you made out of? Crafting core? A little bit too much nonsense right now. Okay. Blueprints. Interesting. Alright. Anyways, infinite water. Okay. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll grab ourselves a machine case and of course the final product. So we have an infinite water source and we have a basic generator. Here's the idea. Back here we're going to have a space to create a bit of steam. I plan on doing that with the decomposer and the matter and all that stuff, but for now it's going to have to be a little manual. So we're going to say right here, and I'm going to put this underneath actually. All we need to do is add some heat to this. Boom, 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 right? And it will eventually make steam. Which brings me to my next thing. I need to make a couple drums. Now drums are pretty easy. They're really good, awesome, kind of generic fluid storage. Bada boom. Which will be good for us. Now I don't know if this will eject directly, so I'm actually going to change this around a little bit. Mechanical, I don't know how much steel I have left. Pipe, I actually think I have enough. One more bucket and of course a mechanical pipe and we're good to go. So no, I don't need to change this around at all. Just put you back down. And we're gonna put this right here. And put 2 down just in case, like that. Like that. And then just to get this going, we're gonna take a good old stack of coal here. And say, bada boom. Now I'm fairly certain, and I'm wondering, can I make, I can't get the cable all the way out here though, can I? Sure I can, I have loads of resources. I'm betting you that this heater here may or may not provide heat to this. I know it'll go through the heat conductor. So, why don't we actually just make a few heat conductors really quick? Single, right? Need about 11, so only one more crafting recipe should do it. So let's do heat conductor. We got the brick, but where's my salt at? Alright, I'm gonna check this out here. And these heat conductors are not the friendliest of things. I don't know if they'll burn me or not. Oh yeah! See, this is going up way faster than it should because we're using our electricity to turn this water into steam. Now we're not pulling any out yet because I think it has to get up to a certain temperature before it really starts to produce the steam. But what we can do then is use a turbine from Magneticraft, which is not hard to make. I don't know if this will hurt. Certainly expect it to. Look at that. This thing's full of power already. So it uses its buffer to generate power, kind of using steam, I guess, maybe the heat itself. I don't really know. But what I need to do is really, in order to maintain power, I bet I have to drain that back into the system. Or we're actually doing fine. Wow, this is amazing. I hope they never balance this. All right, so eventually we start producing an excess of steam, and we're filling up our drum with it rather quickly. So I'm gonna pause it and make a turbine really quick, and then we'll be right back. All right, so we're just putting the finishing touches on everything over here. I got what I need. 1, 2 like this, 1, 2 like that, and then 1 right there. Boom, there is our turbine. So what we do now is we're actually, watch this. So the turbine holds, you know, a bunch of energy. I wish that these were a bit more specific. Configurator. And we are pumping steam in, which means very, very shortly this will fill with power. Like, just fill. It doesn't take long. I don't know if it has to be full or not, but it will begin to spin up. See, it's spinning up already. And as it warms up, it'll just... So we got to take care of a couple of things. I need to get some building blocks. I put them all away. All right, so we're making steam, and this is all based on 1 coal so far because we're using our electric heat. So that's pretty awesome. We're not quite full yet. What's happening? Why aren't you heating up? Well, this is interesting. To be fair, I did test it with the steam going in the other side, but that can't be the reason, can it? Can it? I guess we can test it and see. Let me see something here. Oh, no, it just needed something to power, actually. Huh, huh. Okay, so we take our medium voltage and we go like, hello, friend. You are quite the climber. Okay. Let's just, for looks, put it here. So it's low on the back side, and we're gonna run it down and around like this. And I'm going to get a battery and put it on this side as well. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to replace this battery. I don't know if breaking it actually loses its energy or not. We're going to find out. And we're going to put this battery right here. Boom. All right, so it's full of power. It's got a good intake on the steam. The only thing is this guy's heat is suffering. So I do need to make another heater. I might put one. I might just run a cable actually. Ho, 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 ho. No, sir. Down like this for now. And put a heater right there. Yeah, let me get that going right quick. I can just leave it there that way. So the heaters, they're really not that expensive. There is some carbide or some tungsten, a machine housing, and some iron. We can take care of that, no problem. So what was it, tungsten? Yeah. Tungsten. Did I leave any? I didn't really leave any of the copper in there. So machine housing, easy. Tungsten, also easy. And boom, we got us a heater. Just like that. Now the heat on this should stop suffering altogether, and I may remove this heat conductor at some point. I don't really need it, and there's a good chance that some of it can and may turn to lava. So that sucks. But we'll see. We'll see. I really don't know how much energy this is gonna sort of siphon from this, but this thing produces a lot of energy so long as we can keep up with the steam. And if it ever gets too low, it'll start to use the fuel, I'm guessing. And then the other thing that we can do, and actually, watch, this is going to be ridiculous. I don't think that this is a good idea personally, but we'll see. See, right now, this is sitting at about half, which means the energy it's using as the heat climbs, it should, I'm assuming anyways, produce. Really think it should be producing steam faster, don't you? Let's have a look. See, this is climbing slowly, so slowly though. I really don't like using this. A lot of heat is going to be lost in this conductor. So we're going to do this. Your Pirelli's Miracle Elixir. Hello, sir. Welcome to my die. Alright, I had planned on ending this episode a few, like 10 minutes ago. Got a little carried away. Sorry about that. We're gonna pick you up and we're gonna move you. And we're gonna see what the best way to do this will be. What I'm thinking is actually putting it right there, letting it power itself and get power from the turbine. And we'll have heat for days, and I'll actually make another one. Another one. Yeah, so I was having issues. I updated my processor. I got a new processor. It had some issues with the power supplies and things like that, and not the power supply so much as the power distribution, I think, and that was causing my computer to freeze up. So last time I tried to encode the video, didn't go so well. It actually froze in the middle of it, corrupted the encoding. The encoded one, the original's fine, but the one that I was recording one time when it crashed, when it froze, you know, I lost that. So there's been a bit of a gap. Sorry about that. I'm gonna do my best to get these out as soon as I can, and we'll just keep on plugging away here. Having a lot of fun with this, like a lot of fun. What I'm thinking might be a good idea is that. See, this is gonna take heat from this, isn't it? Yeah, so we're not gonna do that. We're actually going to do this. So I hope you guys have enjoyed checking out a bit more of my adventures with Magnetic Craft in this mod pack. It's been a lot of fun. Definitely having fun with this. I'm going to keep it up. Next time there's something interesting going on, I'll bring you guys back in. But until then, I hope you have enjoyed it. Hang up your lab coats, and we'll see you when I see ya. Deuces.